At the dawn of the 20th century, flight was a dream. In December 1903, two brothers from Dayton, Ohio, Orville and Wilbur Wright, changed the world with a fragile machine of wood and fabric. Their first powered, controlled flight lasted just 12 seconds, but it launched the aviation revolution. Aviation pioneers like the Wrights, Alberto Santos Dumont in Brazil, and Louis Blériot in France, weren't driven by profit or war. Their motivation was curiosity, the human desire to conquer the skies. Blériot's 1909 crossing of the English Channel proved that flight wasn't just possible, it was practical. The airplane had become more than a spectacle. It was a tool for connection. The Wright Flyer was powered by a 12-horsepower engine, but within a decade, aviation was swept into World War I, pushing innovation at an explosive pace. More powerful piston engines, streamlined fuselages and synchronized machine guns turned airplanes into weapons of strategy. Charles Lindbergh's 1927 solo flight across the Atlantic in the spirit of St. Louis showcased the reliability of modern piston engines and the courage of pilots who trusted them. By World War II, radial and inline piston engines produced thousands of horsepower. The North American P-51 Mustang and the Boeing B-17 bomber proved that aviation wasn't just advancing, it was reshaping global warfare. Enter the jet engine. Independently pioneered by Britain's Frank Whittle and Germany's Hans von Ohain, the first operational jet fighters flew in the 1940s. Jets brought higher speeds, higher altitudes, and changed the limits of human flight. By the late 1950s, the Boeing 707 and Douglas DC-8 opened the skies to commercial jet travel. Suddenly, the world was smaller, and aviation was big business. Early pilots navigated by sight, rivers, railroads, and landmarks were their maps, but as distances grew, so did the need for precision. The invention of radio navigation, NDBs, VORs, and eventually INS systems gave pilots the ability to fly beyond the horizon. Voice radios connected cockpits to control towers, making coordinated air traffic possible. Today, GPS has nearly replaced ground-based navigation, but the principle remains the same: technology guiding pilots safely from departure to destination. Cockpits evolved from a handful of mechanical dials to the six-pack arrangement still familiar to many pilots today. Attitude indicators, altimeters, and airspeed indicators gave aviators the situational awareness needed to survive poor visibility and long flights. The digital revolution brought glass cockpits, flight management computers, multi-function displays, and synthetic vision systems. Pilots no longer just fly the airplane, they manage complex systems that assist in decision-making. As skies grew crowded, safety systems became essential. Ground proximity warning systems, now enhanced as terrain awareness and warning systems, have saved countless flights from controlled flight into terrain. Traffic collision-avoidance systems, or TCS, detect and prevent mid-air collisions, giving pilots real-time instructions to avoid disaster. These systems were born from tragedy, but they represent aviation's commitment that every accident must fuel a safer future. From the Wright brothers to supersonic Concorde, from fragile biplanes to reusable rockets, aviation has never stopped evolving. What began as a dream became an industry, a battlefield, and a bridge between cultures. Each innovation, engines, navigation, radios, cockpits, safety systems, was driven by necessity, imagination, and courage. And as we look toward electric propulsion, artificial intelligence, and commercial space travel, one truth remains: the pioneering spirit of aviation still fuels the future. The sky was never the limit, it was only the beginning.